Hello everyone. In this lecture, we would discuss how to read the newspaper for our current affairs, and we would be discussing a particular topic, which is the economic section. So we are not concerned with the newspaper. I think the newspaper depends on what kind of comfortability we have as per our own reading. But today I'll be discussing about Indian Express for 19th of November. So in today's newspaper, if we see, so there are a lot of articles which are relevant to us. So let's approach to the simplest of article which is displayed here and how to extract the information for our current affairs. So this particular article, it reads about the unemployment rate which has been record low in September quarter. Right. So again, it is displayed. So whenever we are reading about any such unemployment rate which is there, which has come up. So first of all, we are going to read about which ministry and which department of that particular ministry are releasing it, how frequently is it being released, and if there is any particular observation or particular finding which is very concerning to us. So if we have to approach this article, let's read it together and let's see if we can extract the information out of it. First of all, we're going to see what unemployment rate is. Unemployment rate, again, when it is calculated quarterly. So, and again, it is calculated for the urban area. So first of all, as we see the ministry that is there. So even though the ministry is not mentioned here, MOSP, which is Ministry of Statistic and Program Implementation, is one ministry which releases it, right? And then department, as you can see that here we have mentioned NSO, right? So if we read about it, rate for urban areas declined to a record low of 6.4% in July-September, again 6.6% of the previous quarter. The PLFS data released by NSO. So it is Periodic Labour Force Survey, which is released by NSO under the Ministry of MOSP. So these are the key characteristic points which we need to remember. Under this, we have the employment rate. The drop in unemployment rate, the lowest since PLFS, then again, they are giving us the reasons, right? So again, the parameters, when we talk about PLFS, we can simply Google as to what parameters it has. It has 4 parameters, one of which is the unemployment rate. Other 2 are labor force participation rate and the worker participation rate. So again, we are going to read upon it, what these ratios, what these rates indicate, what are the formulas for it, and how frequently are they being released. Then again, in the newspaper itself, we can see that there are some changes which are being pointed out. So that's how we're going to, whenever we are reading an article which relates to the rate, so it becomes convenient for us when we know the meaning of it so that we can better analyze it. Secondly, then they have given us the data for January and March. There is a chart formation, so we can make pointers out of it just to make it a little convenient for us to retain the information. It is not important for us to exactly remember how much percentage of something has increased or decreased, but a comparative analysis is always better. So if we know that the unemployment rate is decreasing, so it might be decreasing gradually. So if suppose the question comes that it has decreased significantly, right? So that is something which might be concerning, because in an economy, when unemployment decreases, the productivity of the economy decreases. So one of the major aspect which becomes important for us to analyze is what are the causes for it, right? Sometimes in such articles, these are not mentioned right away, but then in the editorial section, because it has come today, then tomorrow or maybe a day after, in the editorial section, we might find an article or two related to the causes of why this has decreased, right? So we can definitely make a chain out of it, right? And then they've given us the gender-wise split as well, which is the male ratio and the female ratio of the unemployment rate in the economy. Then we can definitely extract the information out of here. Then again, it has been bifurcated in LFPR and WPR as well, right? And right now what we are reading is for the urban area. So we can bifurcate it in urban and rural as well. Again, for the annual unemployment and all this. So this is basically to increase the clarity on what kind of ratios that we have, what kind of components that it has, and on what it is mentioned. So one of the major concepts that we read in this one is the PSNSS, which is primary status principal status and subsidiary status. Principal and subsidiary, what it means, again, if it is written in the newspaper, well and good, then else we should definitely Google it, right? So in here, principal and subsidiary status is related to the employment. If you have been employed in a year for more than 30 days, so you would be included in the survey like this, because it's a large scale survey, it happens regularly, and it gives us a very good clarity on what kind of employment status is being run into the economy, right? So the workforce in the usual, and so they've actually included it in here in the article as well, in usual status, which consists of PS plus SS, which is principal status, and subsidiary status, includes the person who worked for a relatively long part of 365 days preceding to the day of survey, and a minimum of 30 days during the reference period. So minimum of 30 days of requirement, but it has to be more in considerably significant in a period of 1 year, which is 365 days. For again, they've balanced out with some figures, and then in the end, they have concluded it with that the ministry might release the data for the previous years as well. So this is how we extract the information out of the articles that we read, especially in economics, and why these ratios are important for us, because it gives us a comparative analysis, and not just for the objective type paper that we have, wherein we can be asked on it directly that what is the unemployment rate of the economy as per the previous quarter, or it can be as simple as that the unemployment rate of an economy is consistently increasing. Is it true or false, right? So we can bifurcate from here that it is clearly true because it's at record low. So either it is declining drastically or gradually declining. So it cannot be more. So that's how we can eliminate the options which are not relevant to us. But at the same time, these type of articles, these type of informations, they can be used in our subjective exams while quoting as well. So I hope this helps to how to proceed with the articles, which are a little intensive on the surveys that we have been that have been released by the ministries. So thank you.